Hello everyone, welcome to a Multiversus tier list video. So I just wanted to do this. I was working on my guide videos for characters, didn't like how it turned out. I'm going to try to actually write a script, get it actually more in-depth, and I want it to be more segmented into specific sections so it's better to understand and more informative guide. But I got a little burned out on doing that specifically because I was just, I don't know, I wasn't in the mood to do that, re-recorded and all that. One thing I wanted to do was a tier list video. I just find tier lists fun, and most people do, I feel like. And I also wanted to show my opinion on how I think these characters are. Now, this one specifically will be for 1v1s. I will have another tier list probably for 2v2s. I think it's a whole other game, essentially. A lot of characters are a lot better. Some characters I think are a bit worse than 2v2s. I just want to preface this with, as you can see, the D tier is the lowest. No character, in my opinion, in this game is terrible. I think there is no character in this game that is unusable. Like, this is just bad F tier. You'll lose most of the time. But that being said, there are still definitely ones that are above others. But let's go ahead and get started. To start it off, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. Now, I'll be honest. Most of these characters I have a decent amount of playtime with, and I have seen a lot of play with them, so I can kind of tell what I see them as in the tiers. Arya, I have seen 0 Arya players. Now, I have played her a bit in the lab. I have tried a bunch of her combos and stuff like that. On paper, I think she seems A. The reason I say A is because her combo potential is really good. Her range with her sword is also rather good. And I like her specials. In general, her abilities are usually decent hitboxes, really good combo potential, especially her specials. There's amazing combo potential. With her knife, she can teleport. One combo I really like is if you have her knife stuck in someone, and then you up-B them, then you like do an up air, then up-B them again, and then you use your side B or whatever not up-B twice. You up-B once, up air them, and then use your knife stuck in them to teleport to them, and then up air them again, and then they instantly die from the top blast zone. I don't know if you know that one, but it's really good, and I think Arya is a pretty solid character. If I had to change it, and again, this is definitely left to change because of the fact the game is still really early, I feel like. But right now, I either put her B, A, but I'm going to keep her in A because I have faith in Arya. I feel like her character design is really good. Now that I don't know Game of Thrones, but either way, on to the next one. Batman. So we have Batman. Now, Batman is very good, in my opinion. There is not really any negatives Batman has. I'm racking my brain to really even think of any negatives. He has really strong aerials, strong ground attacks. His specials are very good. Maybe his up special being a little lackluster, but it can kill, I'm pretty sure. His other ones, the Bat Bomb, the Grapple, the Smoke Bomb is a little powered, but it's not bad by any means. I don't think he's exceptional, where he's, like, insane. Like, you'll have struggle to beat him. But I do think he is a solid A, high A. I think he's a really good character. Now, moving on to Bugs Bunny. He's an S. I'm sorry. Bugs, I think, could be argued to be high A. But I think he's an S. Bugs has so many good aerials. His one aerial, I don't know if it's his forward or neutral aerial, but it's his, I think it's his forward aerial, which has his feet go forward and stuff like that. It's a charge one. It's really powerful, big hitbox, and it advances slightly. It is very good. Alongside that, his up aerial, also insane. I think they nerfed it, but it still is insane. That bat is so powerful. Now, alongside that, he also has a lot of projectiles, primarily his safe that he drops. That safe is hard to get rid of if it's flying in the air. You can get rid of it pretty easily when he first puts it down, but at that point, he could just go on the other side and kick it, and you get damaged for trying to do that. So most of the time, it's better just to avoid the safe and try to attack him, which, to be fair, is not that hard because of the fact that safe can be dodged relatively easily. It's just a really large hitbox controlling the whole stage. Now, alongside that, the little portal thing or whatever, his burrow is down special, is also really good. I don't think it's nearly as good as safe, but the thing is, it's good because of the safe. You can put down projectiles and stuff into it, and it pops out, and has a lot of potential for mixing up your opponent. And that's what's really, really good, in my opinion, about it. His up special, not great. It's okay. I'm pretty sure that's just the one where he whirls his ears. But yeah, in general, his attacks are great. He is really powerful. He really just doesn't have any negatives. Most people, the S tier ones really don't have any negatives, at least ones that severely affect them. Now, Bugs is, I think, very good, and let's go ahead and move on to our other S tier. Finn. I hate this character. I hate this character. I don't know about anyone else, but I find going against this character obnoxious. I've now gotten much better at going against Finn. I obviously early on it's gonna be harder because we just don't know how to play. I didn't know how to play. But Finn, as time went on, he is much easier to handle, but I still think Finn is insanely good. There's really, like I said, S tier, there's really like no negatives with his abilities. He has really large hitboxes. He has great attacks on the ground. All the charge up ones that you can move around with, which causes them to be pretty safe. And also it causes them to be really easy to land comparatively to other charge specials or charge attacks. Now his other attacks, his up special is insane. His up special can kill so early, and it has a huge hitbox that multi-hits, so if you miss the first one, you can still get sucked into it. And once you get sucked into it, you're destined to get thrown away. Now, his up special isn't the only thing that's really, really good about him. His other attacks, like his down B, obviously is really good, or down special is really good in order to buff himself, get him speed. And even, I think a lot of people are underestimating the BMO attack. It has armor, it's a huge hitbox, and it kills extremely early. I know it's expensive for the gold, but it's kind of how it works like that. But either way, I think Finn's really good. The only really not great thing, or okay thing, is his slap special. Like I think it's his neutral special. That is the only thing I think that is okay. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just okay. Again, the fact that you can move around with it is pretty good. But yeah, anyways, moving on to next character. Harley Quinn. Now this is one I'm going to have a little trouble with, I'll be honest, because I am tempted to put her S. But I'm going to put her A tier. Now, this will be an order tier list, so do I want to put her behind Batman or in front of Batman? I think she's better than Arya. I will probably put her, let's say, I think she's better than Batman. I legit think she's better than Batman. I think she has way more potential. I could honestly see people putting her in S tier. The reason I say this is because I think it's her down special, the one where she places down the Jack in the Box with the balloons. That is an insanely good special. For the fact that, one, if you don't know this, if you put it anywhere and you actually jump over it and you press, I think, the interact button or like the attack button, it'll blow it up, blowing you up. It doesn't do any damage to you, but it refreshes your jumps. So meaning, if you're really good at like setting stuff up, you set one of them up and you are able to knock the opponent over there. Especially like the ideal scenario, which I know it's the ideal scenario, so it doesn't mean everything, but the ideal scenario, you like up tilt to up special to the refresh to like the up air to the refresh jump to the up air again to the up special, and then that's like a guaranteed kill. Or like some combination of that, and it's like a guaranteed kill on the top. most likely from like 0 or 20%. It's insanely good. Insanely good. Now, Harley's other specials, yeah, they're dodgeable. My whole problem with Harley compared, I think some of her specials are just better Batman. And what I mean by that is a Batman's Bat Bomb. Her little Batman plush bomb she throws is just, in my opinion, a better version of Batman's Bat Bomb. Jake. Jake is... Okay, Jake's one of my mains. So, I may be a little biased, but I don't know. I'm tempted to put him B. The reason is, I think his combos kind of lack. Compared to other characters, Jake's combos consist of at most 5 hits, and then the combo ends. Which other characters can just do a lot more. Bugs can literally just chain so many of his attacks together to almost a 0 to death. But Jake can't well, or easily at least. Now, let's talk about the benefits of Jake. The negatives of Jake, like I said, are those hard to combo, long combos are not really a thing with Jake. He does struggle sometimes against some matchups with projectiles. He only has one thing to get in on projectiles, and it's still not the best thing. But yeah, that thing to help get in on projectiles leads into his good aspects. His good aspects, he has okay range with his forward aerial, with his punch. That is an insanely good ability, and it is probably his best attack. In one of my guides, I haven't done it yet, but I'll put it out. I do mention how, for Jake specifically, his punch is his best attack, in my opinion. Now, his punch is great, but like I said, anyone that's throwing projectiles like Bugs or Harley, he is still going to have trouble with, because of the fact that his arm, first of all, you have to land it. If they're moving around too much, it sometimes can be a little difficult. And 2, you also have to dodge the incoming projectiles. And 3, sometimes they're too far to even hit with the attack. So I think he just has some problem matchups. I think Jake is actually really good against big body characters, because his punch is just really easy to hit them with, and they can just kind of get juggled by the punch itself. Now, one thing I would like to mention with Jake, his signature perk, and I am adding in signature perks here. Really anything that they have, because signature perks are a thing in the game, and everyone uses them, and they're just balanced to be how they are. With Jake, his sticky, I think it's called, sticky signature perk, is so good. I would never run the house one over the sticky one. The only time I'd run the house one over the sticky one is in 2v2s, but this is 1v1s. 1v1s, the sticky up B, or the sticky up special, is so good. His sticky up special is the reason I get so many kills. If you block off a recovery, or block off when they go high with it, they'll get stuck to it and launched into the blast zone. And even then, if they don't get launched in the blast zone, they'll get launched enough most of the time so you can up air them. With his up air, and then finish them off into the blast zone. It's something I've done countless times with Jake, and it's very, 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 very good. I think Jake actually without that is 100% B, but I could see with that, his potential for combos into it and killing is really high. But I'm going to put Jake at high B. I think, again, any character, that even at D tier, if I put a character at D tier, that still doesn't mean that they're bad. They still have a lot going for them. Anyways, moving on. Next up is Garnet. Now, Garnet is a character I have not played much, so I'll be honest. My placement may be very different to especially some Garnet mains out there. I personally would put Garnet, and this is just mainly for me facing her and playing her in the lab and stuff like that. I would put Garnet in C tier. I don't think she's D. I don't think she's bottom, but I do think Garnet struggles a bit, especially against any range. Now I know she has some really good tools to her advantage, but I don't think those tools outweigh her negatives. Her negatives, 1, she's a very big hitbox. 2, her attacks just don't have much range. She has a projectile, but I don't think the projectile is very good. It doesn't have much reach. And her attacks are good because of the fact that she has a really good jab that leads into an armor slam, which is probably her best move. But besides that, I don't know, maybe I haven't gone against many Garnets, but that she doesn't have much going for her. Her down special where she does the singing thing, it's good, but it does take a while to get to the second tier, which to me, the second tier is what really matters, because having an armor break constantly on all your moves can shut down characters that rely on armor. Like, for example, like, I know Superman really relies on a lot of armor. Wonder Woman relies on a decent amount of armor. I'm not sure if Iron Giant does. I think he has some armor. But yeah, Superman especially. Even Shaggy, I think, has a decent amount of armor. So, like, that can really help against those matchups. But, again, it takes so long to come out. And even then, it has a time limit. And it's just... I'm not sure if it's really worth running. She's just not very... She's not very good, sad to say. Is she, again, like I said, C tier. Is she bad? Not at all. Basically, the lower tier you are, just the less tools you have compared to the S tier ones. Alright. Moving on to an interesting character. Raindog, I think is the name of this. Raindog, an original character, actually. Raindog is... Raindog's hard. I think Reindog has some good stuff, but I'll be honest. I think he's going to be our first D tier. This is 1v1s. In 1v1s, I have gone against several Raindogs. Not much, though, but a few. And I don't... It might have been... Granted, it might have been just because they're not very good with Reindog. No, there's not a lot of Reindog players. But he's really easy to snuff out. A lot of his more powerful attacks are very slow. His beam thing only does like chip damage and really doesn't do anything else. It's, you know, just passive damage, which is nice, but it just barely does anything. His aerials, I feel like, are his saving grace. His, like, I think it's forward aerial is really good. It's the one where he like claws and stuff like that. It has a big hitbox, hits hard, but besides a few aerials like that, a few moves, I just don't think he has a lot. His tether is not nearly as useful as it in 2v2s. 2v2s, I'll be honest, his tether's insane. I think his tether would bring him up a tier or two in 2v2. Little hint to the next tier list. But I just think as he currently is in 1v1, I don't think he's very good. Does he still have stuff? 100%, like I said. He's still definitely capable of doing some crazy stuff, like every other character in this game. Now, moving on. Alright. Next up, we have Shaggy. Now, Shaggy. He's good. I think Shaggy's good. And we're talking about with signature perks. Some of his signature perks help him out a lot. I'm actually going to put Shaggy in A right below Batman. I take it back. Again, I will say, guys, I'm doing this on the spot. I'm not planning this ahead. I like to have my first reactions of like, okay, I think they're going to go here. I don't want to meticulously plan it out because I'm going to go back and forth, back and forth. I like my first impressions. This is what I think, and then blah, blah. So, Shaggy, I'm going to go with... I think Shaggy is slightly above Jake. Just slightly. So, I'm actually going to put him top of B. Just slightly above Jake. He has really good combos with his neutral air. He has some good combos with his other connecting aerials and his up tilt and all that stuff. And alongside that, with his signature perks, he can actually have some decent time on getting his Enrage or whatever it is. And with his Enrage, his attacks can kill so early and they're really easy to land because of armor. He becomes very scary when enraged. But yeah, I think he has some good stuff. I think he's middle of the road. He's good. So, moving on, now is Superman. Now, Superman is a interesting character to me, because I'll be honest, I just don't think people are using him correctly. Most people online, I feel like, are just using his side special, like flying in the air constantly. I understand why people are doing it. It's a decent move, but if you're good at the game, you can punish it not really punish it, but you will definitely at least not get hit by it. But yeah, I think Superman has some good stuff, though. I actually think his weakest move is actually his freeze breath. It gets better with one of his add-ons, I'm pretty sure, like signature perks. But yeah, I think Superman is actually pretty good. I would put him... I think he's below Jake. I actually think he's below Jake. But he's still really good. Has lots of armor on his attacks. Heavy hitter. Good overall. Steven. Steven is probably, at least in my opinion, the best, if not the second best, out of the support category for 1v1s. I think Steven is actually better than Garnet, in my opinion. I'm a little biased because I play Steven. I play Steven... I play Steven, Jake, and Tom and Jerry. I used to play Wonder Woman a lot, but Tom and Jerry's who I've been playing. But Steven, I'm a little biased on, I won't lie. But I am going to put him right below Superman. The reason is, his shields, I think people are underestimating how good his shields are. I know his neutral air, I think it is bugged. I'm pretty sure people said it's bugged. But even with that, everything else he has is pretty good. His forward air, again, another underrated move in my opinion, because it bounces you back after hitting him, which may not seem like a good thing, but it quickly lets you recover and do another aerial. Or even if it's early on, so it doesn't knock them back far, it keeps you safe. I think it's really good. Also, it's a very disjointed hitbox, which is always a good thing. And alongside that, his shields, you can actually do a surprisingly cool amount of tech with his shields. Being able to block entrances, force opponents to go certain ways, cause different combos that wouldn't normally happen by knocking them into it. It's really, really cool in my opinion. I think he's a really interesting character with his shields. With all that being said, I think he's still middle of the road, bottom middle, maybe bottom of B sort of thing, but he's still pretty good and I enjoy him. Moving on, Taz. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't gone against many Tazes. I think it's kind of because of the fact that Taz got big nerfed in the recent patch. Now, I don't think Taz is bad by any means. I actually think that he's a little worse than Garnet, though. From what I've seen with Taz, his attacks are good. Some of them are a bit slow. His spin is still really good. It's just not nearly good as it used to be. His up special is good when he has that charge with there's a big fight in the middle. It's a big hitbox. That's good. His neutral special, I'll be honest, I think is okay. It's not great. It's just kind of guaranteed bits of damage, but it's, I think it's honestly a worse Jake. Because you can't really move around with it. Being able to move around with it's so much better with Jake, in my opinion. I think overall Taz is really good, but I think he could use some changes maybe. I think they said they're going to buff other aspects of his kit in the next patch or something. Anyways, Iron Giant. I'll be honest, guys, I don't really know where to place this guy. It's hard, in my opinion. Because at first everyone was saying he's overpowered, he's overpowered, he's overpowered. But now, I think they nerfed him a bit, plus the fact that people are kind of learning now that this big of a body can be really abused. Because of the fact that he can be comboed by like almost every character. But honestly, that being said, I would put him right here. I'd put him above Superman. I think he's actually pretty decent. He is definitely a slow character. You have to go slow with him, because if you just go guns blazing, you're going to get comboed to death. But if you think about what each move you do, if you go slow, if you abuse the huge hitboxes, I think he's a really good character. Moving on, back to the S tier. We got Tom and Jerry. Yeah, I truly think that Tom and Jerry are S tier. Their combos are insane. I don't know if you've seen anyone that has watched Void. Void is I think #1 like Tom and Jerry. He's really, really good with Tom and Jerry. I think Void was really good with Sheik in Smash. But either way, Void is really good with Tom and Jerry. He's a great way of showing how good the character can be. I think there's like a 0 to death combo where you go with his, I forgot what it was. I think it was his down air to his neutral special, his like shooting Jerry, picking up Jerry, down air, neutral special, down air, neutral, something like that. And there might have been a move in between I might have missed. But something like that, it can loop into each other. It's really difficult, but it's really rewarding. Which is what, honestly, a good made character should be. I think Tom and Jerry are in a really good place, personally. If they get nerfed, I can understand nerfing them a little bit, but I think they're in a good place. Either way, Tom and Jerry are crazy. Their kill potential is really high. Their projectiles are really good. Their pressure, being able to pressure across the stage, is also really good. And yeah, I think they're a very good character and deserved of the S tier spot. Anyways, up next is Velma. Now, Velma is an interesting one because she's the last one of the support characters. I would actually place Velma. Now, the thing is, Velma's hard because I feel like she should go maybe above Steven. But I'm going to place her just below Steven. Now, in a 1v1 scenario, actually, guys, I'm sorry, but I am going to put them up here. Yeah, sorry, I'm reordering it a little bit. Sorry to do that, but I'm actually going to put them up here. And I'm going to put Raindog here. I don't think D tiers deserve the Raindog. I don't think he's that bad. Honestly, I feel like there shouldn't even be a D tier. Either way, that's where I think I'd place all of them. Velma has some good stuff. Her tracking word bubbles are really good if you land that. Her other attacks have good range. Her, like, megaphone. Her thing where she collects evidence can actually be a really good pressure tool. It's hard to actually kill them with the police car, which makes sense. It should be that way. If it could just kill you easily, that'd be obnoxious and annoying. But either way, I think she's a decent character. I think she's right below Steven in the support category, but above Raindog. Anyway, moving on, we have Wonder Woman, a character I have played a lot, almost maxed out, I think. But Wonder Woman, I would place... Again, I'm a little biased here, but I would place Wonder Woman... I'm thinking here. I think I'm placing Wonder Woman just above Iron Giant, below Jake. I think Wonder Woman's a good character. I just think that Jake with his signature perks is better. Same thing with everyone above. In general, I think they're just better. Everyone below, I do think are a little worse. Her signature perks, I actually don't think are very good. Her main signature perk I think that's really good is where her lasso will have a sweet spot. But even then, that's getting rid of the lasso, an area of the lasso that can pull them towards you. So early on, that sweet spot sucks. That sweet spot's actually a detriment. But later, it is actually a really good kill move. So I think she's really good. She has a lot of armor using her down special. Her up special can kill surprisingly early. And her forward air is actually really powerful on large hitbox too. She has a lot going for her, but I think personally that the characters above are just better. Now, moving on to the final character. Until these guys come out, which I'm just saying, I cannot wait for them to. I'm really curious what their moveset's going to be. Anyways, LeBron. LeBron's a character I have been playing a decent amount lately because of the fact that I really enjoy his moveset. I think his basketball and stuff like that, and passing and throwing and mixing in the combos is really fun. I think LeBron is actually... Here. I was going to put him actually right up here. But the thing is, I just think these characters are better overall. But I actually take back Shaggy. I'm putting him down one. But yeah, in general, I just think the problem is these guys are actually better. I'm actually going to put LeBron above Shaggy. I think these guys are just better than LeBron. Has insane range. Really good combo potential. Crazy rush down, and also really good utility in general. She has insane combos, really good kill potential, insane combos, projectiles, and kill potential. Again, insane combos and kill potential, really no negatives here, and buffs, utility, and in general, just insane stuff overall. I would say this, and the reason I say this instead of putting Tom and Jerry like up here is because I think that Tom and Jerry requires more skill than these two, personally. It requires more to actually get their best. Now, if we're looking at their best, I still think this tier list is good. Yeah, I mean, I still think this is about where I put everyone. Now, this might all change in the future, but for now, this is the tier list. This is what I think about it. I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope you agree with me. If you did it, then, I mean, hey, write in the comments below what you guys would have put. Tell me how you would disagree with it, and, you know, I'd love to talk about it. I actually love talking about that sort of thing. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm wrong. Like, 100%, I'm wrong. There's areas of this where I'm going to be wrong. I even kind of put most of them in the middle tier to be safe. Yeah, I mean, so middle tier to me always means that, like, the middle tier always is going to be stacked. There's always going to be most characters in the middle tier. That's how every fighting game to me has like ever been, or even at most tier lists have been. Like Mortal Kombat, there's a big middle tier for most games, and then like for example, Smash, there's a big middle tier. If you look at any tier list, that's overall. This is what I think. These are definitely going to change. These are not going to stay the same in probably like a few weeks, but hey, this is what I think now. That was the reasonings for each one of them. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do look forward to character guide videos. I also am probably going to make a video hypothesizing Rick and Morty's movesets. It's going to be one video itself, talking about Rick on one half, and then talking about Morty on the other half. Hypothesizing what character class they'll be, like Bruiser, Assassin, Mage, Support. Either way, I actually will say, I think he's a little teaser. He's probably going to be Support. I feel like he's going to be Mage. Either way, though, I hope you all enjoyed. Please drop a like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the Multiversus content, there's going to be a lot more. I enjoy this game a lot, and I will hopefully be playing it a lot in the foreseeable future. And thank you all for watching. Second reminder, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Be good people.